This video is going to have two examples of how to simplify exponential expressions using the power and product rules. The product rule tells us that when we're taking a product, multiplying two terms that have the same base, what you do there is you write the base once and you add your exponents. For the power rule, this is taking a power to a power. When we have one base and it's basically raised to two different exponents here, you multiply those exponents. When we need to simplify an exponential expression, what we want to do is write each base only one time, so our final answer will only have one of each, x, y, and z, and then perhaps a number out in front. And then we also want to have all of our exponents be positive. So let's simplify this first. The first thing that we're going to do is deal with this piece here, because everything's being raised to the third. That means that the 4 gets raised to the third, the x cubed gets raised to the third, the y squared gets raised to the third, and so does the z to the first. So this piece here is going to look like 4 to the third, 4 to the third, and then x cubed raised to the third, y squared raised to the third, and then z to the first raised to the third. And our power rule tells us that we are going to multiply those exponents. Well, we only have to do that for the x, y, and z. Here, this is just 4 to the third. 4 to the third is 64. Then our power rule tells us we're going to have x to the 3 times 3, or x to the 9th. Then we'll have y to the 6th. And z, that's really z to the first raised to the third, so 1 times 3 is 3. So that is this expression here, the second part. The first part, we can't really do anything with yet, so I'll just bring it down. So we still have a negative 2, x cubed, y to the first, and z to the first. I'll put those ones in there just so we can see them. All right, then we're going to use our product rules. And I'm going to multiply negative 2 times 64. That'll give us negative 128. The next thing that I'm going to do is take a look at the x's. Notice that we have x to the third times x to the 9th. And our product rule tells us that if we have x to the a times x to the b, we add those exponents, and that's what we have there. So we're going to add the 3 and the 9. This is different than taking something to two powers here, power to a power. This is a same base multiplied, and we add those exponents. So this is going to be x to the 12th. Then we'll do the same thing with our y's. Our y's will end up being raised to the 7th. And then we'll do the same thing with the z's. And the z's will get raised to the 4th. And so that is our simplified final expression. All right, in this next example, there's a few different ways we can take a look at it. I'm not going to mess with this first part yet. But the second part, what I want to do is get rid of, inside I want to get rid of this fraction. And I can. If you have not watched the video about negative exponents yet, I recommend that you do. I'm not worried about this yet. This c to the negative second here can be moved up into the numerator and become a c to the positive second, essentially making our fraction go away. So this becomes 2a b to the 4th, and then c to the positive second. And then because we no longer have anything in the denominator, it's just a 1 and it goes away. All right, let's deal with now this negative 3 part. This means that all 4 things, 1, 2, 3, 4, all 4 terms in here are going to be raised, all 4 factors inside will be raised to the negative third. So this will become 2 to the negative third, a to the negative third, b to the negative 12th, because we multiply, and c to the negative 6th for the same reason. And then out front, we still have the a to the negative third and the b squared. So now I'm going to use the product rule, and I'll multiply the a's first. So a to the negative 3 times a to the negative 3 is a to the negative 6th. And then b to the second times b to the negative 12th is b to the negative 10th. We're multiplying powers with the same base, so we add the exponents. Then I haven't yet brought down anything else, so the other things that I can bring down are this 2 to the negative third, and also the c to the negative 6th. So everything's negative. So again, with negative exponents, what we do is we can write them as a fraction. So we can rewrite 2 to the negative third as 1 over 2 to the positive third. And I can write a to the negative 6 as 1 over a to the positive 6. And these are all multiplied, so we can write them as one fraction, b to the 10th and c to the 6th. Then I can simplify. 2 cubed is 8, so this is 1 over 8, a to the 6th, b to the 10th, c to the 6th, all in the denominator.